We've onboarded over 250 plus clients into HubSpot, and in today's episode, we're going to share with you the number one question we are asked by marketing managers, and that is, which tools do I need to know about as a marketer using HubSpot Marketing Hub? Welcome to HubSpot Mentors podcast, brought to you by Red Pandas Digital. My name's Tasha, and always I'm joined by the one and only solution seeker, Semih. Nice to see you, Semih.
Hey Tasha, how's it going?
Yeah, good man, good man. We're both a little bit flu-y today, so we'll get through it. But this is an exciting topic, I must say. Simple but exciting.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you always miss out on or even understand when you jump. You feel a whole bunch of overwhelm, new tool, new features, new everything else, and it can get really frustrating for marketers. And so we get this question all the time, and we have to run through each feature. So we thought we'd just do an episode and give the goss around each tool so that you can get a little bit more understanding before you jump into HubSpot, or give you a little bit more direction. So it's for those people. Brand new to HubSpot.
Yeah, 100%. And high level Marketing Hub. I mean, there are a lot of Marketing Hub tools. And to be clear, we're going to cover this in 2 episodes. So this is part 1. There is going to be a part 2 that we're going to go into the next set of tools. But let's get straight into it. So starting off, tools marketers should be familiar with in HubSpot Marketing Hub. And we're probably talking a minimum subscription level as Pro here, because obviously starter, you don't get as much, and then enterprise, you get so much. So we're going to go with Pro as our sweet spot. And the first one, Semih, is campaigns. Let's quickly talk about what are campaigns, why are they important?
It's not a Facebook marketing campaign, so very different, right?
Or a Salesforce campaign.
Yeah, absolutely, very different. It's basically an asset aggregator and a very, very useful tool to manage your marketing campaigns effectively, to see what those, where all your information lives. It also does a few more other things like reporting your sales. If you have sales, hub, they talk to one another and lets you know exactly how much money you're spending, or if any of your marketing campaigns were successful or not. So that's the purpose of that tool. Next one is
on campaigns, real quick. It used to be really crap, I must say. And I mean, like 2-3 years ago, it was nothing. I definitely think this tool's come a long way, and I can see HubSpot working on it more and more year on year. So if you've got Marketing Hub Pro, you're not using campaigns, get into it, because it's only going to get better. What are our next?
Yeah, I agree. I think. Yeah, absolutely. So now we're talking about the functions that you should use as a marketer from the get-go, right? For example, familiarize yourself with forms, landing pages, CTAs, emails, and workflows. But in saying that, let's talk about a little bit more about forms, the importance of that, right? It's the way that data comes into HubSpot, and you definitely need to know how it works.
Exactly. And be aware that if you are a legacy HubSpot user, as in you've been using it prior to 2025, you would have the legacy form builder in there, which was good. I actually had no issues with it. I didn't know it could get any better. And then
I still prefer
this year they've released, I know you still prefer it. It takes a while to change new habits and whatnot. But the new one, which is what do they call it now? Like the more interactive, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the new forms builder. It does offer a lot more dynamic and dynamicness, whatever. It's a enhanced, way of creating forms. You can do staged forms, have images in them, like create more of an experience. So loving the form builder.
Yeah, progress bar. You forgot the progress bar. I like that part.
Is that what I said? Yeah, the progress bar. Yeah, progress bar is good. That's cool. I haven't done one yet, but I want to use one. And then I just also want to say on, again, legacy HubSpot users, this would be anyone that bought HubSpot prior to Content Hub coming out as a service. You would still have landing pages connected to your Marketing Hub Pro subscription. There are still some out there, because I do have a few clients that have them. And I mean, even if you've just got Marketing Hub and no plus, as in like the Content Hub add-on, you do still get some basic, I think, branded landing pages. So HubSpot branded. Nonetheless, the reason why we're speaking about forms, landing pages, call to actions, emails, and workflows in one go, because as a marketer, when you're building campaigns, especially and the hot topic right now is I've got a client heading out to a 4-day event at the end of next week, 2 different brands, and they want to generate leads. And they're like, Tasha, I want to generate leads and I want to have a really easy to manage flow in HubSpot that I can send my people that I meet in person to a page. They can fill in a form. They can get a thank you page with a piece of content, and then they can get an email with that content. Plus, I can then follow them up after the event. So I'm like, beautiful. That is like a campaign in a box. It's exactly what HubSpot's marketing tools are sought out for. We've built a campaign. We've built a form with some hidden fields so that we can do lead source reporting, a landing page with that form on it. We've got a call to action on their website for people to find it. We've got an email that sends out as an autoresponder and a workflow that triggers it and brings it all together. Anyone that's listening today, Semih and I have put together a HubSpot campaign checklist giveaway, because we love a good giveaway, which we didn't actually talk about how we were going to give it away, but I mean, I've got it. I guess maybe link just below. Like comment. Link below. We'll put it in the link below.
And comment.
Comment and link below, and we'll get you the giveaway ready for you guys. And like I said, this is coming from people that have executed over 250 HubSpot Marketing Hub onboardings. Yeah. We know the process and what you need to keep in mind when building that out. Anything else you want to say on that kind of like forms, landing page, call to action, email workflow thing?
Yeah, no, I think it's just like, obviously you got, that's all you, honestly, if you wanted to, and maybe lists as well, I might add lists in there, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, but if you know how to use forms, know how to use the connection between forms, landing pages, you know how to connect that to, some form of CTA if you like, or, and wrap them up to an email and through using a workflow, and you understand how that kind of works, dude, HubSpot's massive. So there's like a lot of ways.
You're already probably getting a lot of value out of your Marketing Hub subscription.
Absolutely.
What we want to do now, before we get into our featured feature, which I'm excited for because I think this is a really cool one, is we've got a couple more tools we just want to rattle off so we can finish our part one, and then in next part two, we'll talk in depth about some of those other items. All right, so Marketing Hub Pro reporting. We know that there's some out-of-the-box reporting for marketing analytics and whatnot. How do we get that information into HubSpot though, Semih, if we want some marketing reporting?
So you have to have your tracking code installed, right?
Yes.
So the featured features is going to be on that. So run you through
Spoiler
what that
alert.
will look like.
Yes. That's exciting. I look forward for that one.
Honestly, sorry, just one on that note. It's not the fact that you can get you throw it to a web developer, you get it, no big deal, great. But it's like, how do you check it in HubSpot? I get that question all the time because there isn't a specific place to check it. So, it's great to kind of run you through that in the feature section. So look out for that information.
Then we also have the social media scheduler, which is for your pro and enterprise users. And we've got a little bit of we've got 2 cents on this. So HubSpot social media scheduler is a good, general practitioner, right?
That's right.
It's not a specialist. Right? If you've got an issue with your knee and it's really bad, you go to the GP and he'll be like, oh, you get extra, blah, 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 blah. Like, he can generally help you. But if it's like a real problem, you have to go to a knee specialist. What are they called? So in using that metaphor, HubSpot social media tool, it'll do the job. I mean, you can connect your accounts and you can load them up and schedule them out. Whoop-de-doo. It does the thing. Can you do all the intricacies of and I actually don't even know the intricacies because I'm not a specialist in social media publishing.
I've got one. I've got
an example, yeah.
Yeah, so I had a client who wanted to, reply to comments and back and forth for the post that they had. You can't do that with HubSpot, right? You just have to use Hootsuite or one of those other specialist tools, and you can connect that to HubSpot. Or just use the platform itself. Either way, right? So you don't have to go fancy.
That's it, exactly.
What you should be using though is connecting to HubSpot so you can get the reporting that you need to make decisive
100%.
Decisions as a whole picture. That's the reason why you definitely should be connecting it to HubSpot.
Oh, for sure. I would always recommend, even if you're not going to use the social media publisher, still connect your social media channels, because it will automatically look at your account and spit you out some very easy to read analytics around which posts have been resonating with your audiences and all that type of stuff. So our next tool.
On that tool as well, on that note as well.
Social tool?
Same thing with ads as well. Same thing with ads. So if you're going to connect ads.
Oh yeah, ads.
Absolutely recommend you connect ads for those reporting, for those lead gen forms and stuff that you would build out in your ad campaigns and stuff. But again, highly recommend that you use the platforms itself, because the platforms are pushing that information for you to use their thing, right? And they're updating all the time. And then I would highly recommend that you use HubSpot for reporting. So FYI on that.
Yeah, to Semi's point, I mean, like, obviously we're a HubSpot partner and we love the HubSpot tool, but we're also a digital marketing agency and we've got a whole paid media division, and you're not going to see any of our paid media experts creating or managing ads out of HubSpot. They're going to go directly to Meta, Google, TikTok, wherever those ads are, because they're the actual platforms. They've got the most optimized situation for you to create your ads. So yes, I agree with 100% what you're saying. Connect them so we can get that kind of reporting and we can be confident in that the numbers that are coming through to HubSpot. I mean, if you've got your ads connected and you're using life cycle or lead stages quite well, and then you're using deal stages really well, you will be able to see the full ROI of a paid media campaign through to someone being a lead, a prospect, an opportunity, a customer. So 100%, hands down, you should do it.
Absolutely.
We skipped over Chatbot, but what about Chatbot? Do they need to know about Chatbot?
Dude,
Semi's like, no.
if you're a brand new HubSpot, if you're a brand new HubSpot
pass.
user, if you're a brand new HubSpot user, you don't need it. Like, just be real with you. There's so many other things that you need to master. You don't need it. What you do need it is eventually when you want to capture those leads and have those interactions with one-on-one, and you have someone to man the a band,
and use more HubSpot.
Then use more HubSpot, right? You can also use the bots and stuff to validate some questions and bits and pieces. That's great.
Yeah.
If you have I mean,
that's a future episode, Semi, in itself, like how to set up a converting, chatbot on HubSpot, because it is actually a really powerful tool. I love it. Yeah. And when I get newbies to HubSpot, you can quickly gauge where they're at and what they need to be done. And I mean, like, if they've got the appetite, the capacity, the time, the experience, the knowledge, 100%, I'm going to tell them to get a chatbot sorted. But if they're like struggling to get tracking code on and embed forms and do a landing page, dude, put it at the bottom of your list. Right. You're not ready for this yet.
That's right.
I'll teach you about it when you're ready, or here's some resources we'll come back to. So really cool tool, but a lower priority in terms of everything else we've talked about.
Just on that note as well, one thing that came to my mind is like, how do I deploy the chatbot onto my website? Once you install the tracking code, you go publish, it's done. Like, you don't need to do anything else.
Done.
Same thing with CTAs. It's done.
Yeah.
So, that's why, FYI.
Yeah, good point. Feature. Once that tracking code's on there, it'll automatically. Yeah, that's a good one. Really good one. All right, we've got a couple more. So, Content Hub tools, we're not going to talk about. That's another episode. But I mean, what I just like, while I've got you and we're talking, I mean, come on, HubSpot had all these tools that was in the Marketing Hub, and then they've taken them out of the Marketing Hub, put them into the Content Hub and said, yeah, you can pay us some more. So again, if you're a legacy user, you've got some of the Content Hub tools.
Yeah. There
is a nice in between. So you don't have to get all Content Hub. You can get Marketing Hub Plus, which gives you some of the Content Hub tools. But as a marketer, if you've bought Marketing Hub and Content Hub, then I mean, you can't do it all alone. You're probably going to need another team member to help you roll out, brand voice, podcasting, customer service bots,
goes on.
The AI tools. Like, there's so much in Content Hub that Remix. A marketer can use. But Remix, that's the one. I was trying to find that one. But again, complete waste of time and money if you can't just get a handle of Marketing Hub on its own.
Yeah.
So get a handle of some of these tools, and then I'd say bolt on Content Hub. Sure.
Don't need it.
You got a rhythm.
If you got a website, don't need it.
Semi. Don't need it. You don't need it. There comes a time where you do need it. There comes a time.
You worry about it then.
Then we've got workflows.
It's for those people that are brand new to HubSpot and trying to figure out what tools to use. You don't need Content Hub if you've got a website.
Yeah, spot on. No, you're right. All right, workflows. So brand new to HubSpot, I need to know about workflows. What should I know about workflows? I mean, go back and listen to my last episode, which is how to tag contacts as non-marketing. That's the workflow that you need, like, first and foremost, so that you're not wasting money on contacts. But yeah, you need some workflows, obviously, like form submission, automated autoresponders. That's a workflow. So that's one I would recommend for a newbie to HubSpot. Your non-marketing contacts is one I would recommend. And then maybe, because generally marketers come to us wanting lead journey nurture workflows, that might be the other one that you set up. So I'm a marketing lead and I've downloaded a piece of content, so I'm just going to send them some drip fed content. That's a pretty straightforward stock standard workflow.
I think
that's it.
Yeah, I think in general, the more you use HubSpot, you should focus on workflows. Like, if there's one tool that you need to know really well, is going to be workflows, because it's going to let you do all sorts of things that you would you would typically do manually. If you've got spreadsheets, you're sending emails, that's going to get you, workflow is going to do it for you. So I would highly recommend you start easy, use the forms, automation section in forms. There's a little workflow section, get your automated email up, from there, and then eventually move into the actual workflow space where you got access to everything in there, which is super powerful.
If you create an automation based off of the form in the Forms tab or in the Forms window, please, for the love of God, make sure you rename the workflow because otherwise you're going to end up with a bunch of workflows that say send, form, email, post, submission. They all say the same thing.
Good point.
All the same thing. Why doesn't HubSpot grab like a token? Why doesn't it grab the name of the form that I'm working off of and put it into the workflow name? No, it literally calls them all the same thing.
Sounds like
nonetheless, rename your workflows. Venting, it annoys me. I've made like 4 forms and workflows last night and I was like, why have I got to keep doing this? Anyway, nonetheless, just pay attention to those little things because partners like us come into your portal and it annoys them. We've also got 2 tools here. I think one of them's an enterprise one. So customer journeys, enterprise, it's in beta. If you're brand new to HubSpot, what does Semih say?
Don't worry about it. Move on.
Don't worry about it.
It's called Journeys. It's called Journeys Beta.
Oh, sorry, Journeys. It's Journeys.
Definitely don't need it. It's like it's just an FYI. It's for like Journeys for like workflows and nurture journeys and stuff. It does get
workflows on steroids.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful tool. If you're an enterprise user and you listen to this conversation, then try it out. Otherwise, skip.
Yep, and then buyer intent, which is available for Marketing Pro users. But I'm also still trying to get my head around the difference between buyer intent and account-based marketing features because to me, they seem really similar. I'm just trying okay, HubSpot, what's the difference here?
Don't worry about it. Move on.
Semih, don't worry about it. Move on. All right, with that said, Semih.
I think to sum this all up is just focus on the tools that you need in HubSpot, right?
Keep it simple. Basic.
Absolutely. And if you get stuck with a situation or scenario, then investigate HubSpot first. Because you're typically going to find the answer there, right?
100%.
Then move on.
The knowledge base, tech support. I mean, if you're super stuck, you can reach out to us as well.
Absolutely.
We love helping.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a fixed price.
All right. In saying that, enjoy the feature. Hello, everyone. It's Semih from Red Pants Digital. I'm going to run you through how to install your HubSpot tracking code on your website, why you should install it, and also how to figure out if it actually works. So the HubSpot tracking code is a tool that you would install into you'll get your web developer, whoever it is, to install it on your website, which will then allow HubSpot to read information like visitor info, who's entered your website, what page they've looked at. It just gives you a whole range of information, feeds it directly into HubSpot. So very powerful tool. It also does a few other things like allow you to install your chatbot or CTAs, any of those pop-up banners and stuff on your website without the need for a developer. It also, on another note, allows you to pull data from your website like anyone that fills out a form directly into HubSpot, so you don't need to replace all the forms if you don't need to. But that's what HubSpot, the tracking code does. Very, very powerful tool, so highly recommend you install it. Now, without wasting more time, let's jump straight into how to do that. Let me make myself smaller here. Now, in your HubSpot portal, go to the right-hand side where your settings is. Click into settings. And in your settings section on the little left-hand side, you should scroll down to tracking and then the analytics. Now, if you click into tracking analytics, there should be tracking code. And this is where that lives. Now, few caveats here. If you have WordPress, then I would highly recommend that you install the WordPress plugin. It actually does that for you. If you also have other websites, and I will link a little link at the bottom, like for example Shopify, then there's an integration that also does the same thing for you as well. So just make sure that this is not a WordPress website or any of those other websites that already have the tracking code part of the integration piece that you might want to do. So FYI, that's what it is for. Otherwise, if you have anything else like say Squarespace or whatever website developer that's been built out, then I would recommend that you install the embed code, which is this one here. All you do is copy this. The little button here says email to my web developer, and that will then send this information out to your web developer, or copy that information, send to your web developer. They would install that onto the body of your website, and that's it. Once that's done, this will then start pulling information out of your website into HubSpot. Now the question is, you want to know where that information lives, right? So there's a few places where you can look at. If you have the pro version, then you will go into marketing analytics, and that would then show you the information that's been pulled in. If you have other, like starter version of HubSpot or any other versions, what you can do is go scroll down to reports. So go into dashboards, and in here, go into create a new dashboard, and then you should be able to see at the bottom, marketing channel performance. If you click into this dashboard, it will then show you, let's create this dashboard. Let's just go to my dashboard. It will then have this new visitor session totals by day, by source breakdown. Currently, this is a test portal, so obviously there's no data in here and our tracker code is not installed, so therefore there's no data, but this is where it should show up for you. Other than that, hopefully that helps, and see you guys next time. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Semih. That was a really valuable featured feature. I mean, I don't think people understand how much value is in getting that tracking code on your site and like knowing how to find where it is and using it, and literally how easy it is to put it on. I mean, like the first thing, and you can do this for free, to be quite honest. If you've got a free account of HubSpot and you're just trialing it out, you can still do this. This is free. So give it a go. Start seeing some results now. That's it for part 1 of HubSpot marketing tools marketers need to know about. Make sure you join us next episode, where we're going to go into part 2 of the other tools, which are a little bit more CRM and contact related, but nonetheless super valuable. Anything else you want to say, Semih, before we wrap her up?
I think we should give them a little hint of stuff like segmentation, massive part in HubSpot. You should definitely know how to use that. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
So how to use lists and all that bits and pieces. Lead scoring, we get that question all the time. Should you using it? We'll go into some of the details around that one. I think that's about it.
Semih with the, what do they call it? The cliffhangers. Semih with the cliffhangers. Join us for the next episode where we will teach you about lead scoring and cut.
Come on, man. We're trying to get more views here, right? I'm joking. If you find this content valuable, like I said, please comment, subscribe, let us know how we're going, or if there's any other questions you want us to address, let us know. We've got the bandwidth right now, so we'll hear you, and we'll try to do those comments and suggestions. See you guys then.
Woo, bye.
Bye.